Alright, what's up YouTube? It's Jacob here to talk to you again this week. I know you love watching me. This week I want to talk about following your dreams. Three things I want to talk about. One, I want to talk about Jim Carrey's commencement speech. Two, I want to talk about Up in the Air with George Clooney. Three, I want to talk about something or some things that have happened and have been said to me. Alright? So, Jim Carrey's commencement speech. I posted a video on Facebook like a couple months ago when I was about to graduate, and it was a bunch of really motivational commencement speeches. Jim Carrey was on there, and he told his story about how his father wanted to be a comedian but never went for it because he thought that he'd never make it in that field. So he went with like this safe accounting job, and he said he was doing fine until he got laid off from this safe job, and him and his family had a struggle after that. So the moral of his story was you can fail at things that are safe, so why not risk failing at something you love to do? Two, I want to talk about Up in the Air. Up in the Air, movie with George Clooney and Anna Kendrick. And George Clooney has to fire people.
You fired?
For a living, basically, and he fires this one dude, and the dude's like, oh, you know, my kids used to look up to me. What am I going to tell them? And George Clooney's like, I don't think your kids look up to you. And the dude's like, excuse me? George Clooney says, do you know why kids look up to athletes? And the guy's like, oh, because they sleep with bikini models. And he's like, no, that's why we look up to them. But why your kids look up to them is because they followed their dreams. And I'm looking here at your resume. You went to culinary school. You worked at this real big restaurant. And then you sold out to this company so many years ago. How much did they pay you to sell out on your dreams? Why don't you take this opportunity to get back to that? And then maybe your kids will admire you then. And the dude's like, So the moral of that story is following your dreams is admirable. It's inspirational. So that was that. Third thing, some things that happen to me or that are said to me all the time, very often, because I'm graduating, right? Because I just graduated, you know, leading up to my graduation, and ever since I've graduated, this question's like, you know, what are you going to do, or what are your plans now that you're a big boy, or now that you're grown up, or stuff like that. And sometimes, just to avoid confrontation, or not even confrontation, just so I don't got to explain myself or go further into it, I'll say, oh, I'm going to be a math teacher, because I really might be. And although teaching is something I have a passion for, what I plan to do, what I'm really pursuing right now is the music career. Now, I know it's a far-fetched idea and goal maybe, and you know, maybe it's not the most realistic thing to want to do, but it is what I want to do, and I'm not going to not try because it might be hard or unlikely. So when I tell people that's what I want to do, almost 100% of the time the response is, well, what's the backup plan? Well, what are you really going to do? Well, what'd you go to school for? Because that's not going to work out probably. And these are all valid questions. I understand the validity behind that question because, yeah, it might not work out. But when I say, oh, I'm going to be a math teacher for high school, no one says, what's your backup plan? Like, that's what I want to do. You just asked me, and I'm telling you that's what I want to do now. You don't tell a kid growing up in the hood, what do you want to be? And then they say something like a doctor, and you're like, huh, look where you're from. You're not going to be a doctor. Like, you don't do that. And if you do that, you're a terrible person. If you do that, if you've ever said that, comment so I can thumb down it. But anyways, you don't tell a kid that because that's what he wants to do. When people tell me things like, oh, but really, or blah, 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 it's frustrating. It's like people are telling me, okay, that's cute, but it's not going to work out. And if they want to think that, that's fine. But for them to impose that opinion upon me in conversation, that's not cool. But that's something you got to deal with sometimes. And that's all right. So anyways, the whole point of this video is I just want to encourage you, whoever you are, to follow your dreams. Don't be afraid. Well, no, it's okay to be afraid, but don't be too afraid that you don't follow your dreams, that you don't pursue something that you're really passionate about or that you really love. And people may call you crazy, but who said being crazy was a bad thing? Anyways, I got a new song for you guys today. Hopefully you like it. Remember to subscribe, like, comment below, share the video, share the song. Help
one day
your boy
I'ma make it
out.
big and know I did
See you
it my
next week.
way. And I won't stop.